This is the Habashis. The Habashis cannot destroy the truth. Ahbash. Look. Undercover Jews. MashaAllah.
Both your videos, right? Why you was going off?
Why did I go off?
Yeah, you was going off.
I didn't just pull up and start yelling. I didn't even know who Hassan Somali was until after it happened. I never knew like what he looked like or.
But you heard of him in Philly.
Yeah, I heard his name, and because someone had told me last year what he was teaching, and I had put up a post and I said, "Who is Hassan Somali? I'd like to speak to him." And one of my friends began me like, "Sis, take this down. He's the biggest eating man in Philly. Like these women like love him, the men love him, like everyone loves him. You gotta take this down. Like you tripping right now." I'm like, I don't know who he is. I just
so you did find out who he is. So who is he for the people that know who he is? Who don't know?
He runs the Salafi Dawah movement in Philly. He's one of the top imams in Philly. One of the
Salafi imams.
Specifically Germantown Masjid. But he has respect in all the Salafi masjids. And I think he's a YouTuber and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you ran down on what in the battle?
What'd you say? I didn't just pull up. We actually so this what happened. A sister that is from Instagram, she actually set up the meeting for me and him to meet because me and her was going back and forth on Instagram. So she went to their Dawah Center, which is on the same block as Germantown Avenue. This is while me and her was talking, she goes to the Dawah Center the same day, and she says, "This is such and such, and we don't believe this. This is in the Quran." So then she was like, "You can just come here and talk to them because you got all this mouth." She was just real angry and stuff like that, and I was defending what I believe. So I'm like, "Okay, I'll come tomorrow." So the Dawah Center, everyone that worked there knew I was coming the next day. So I wound up coming the next day around like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I had like butterflies, like I was nervous about it because I'm like, I'm by myself as well. I had somebody waiting for me in the car. My cousin was there. He's selfie, but he's cool. Like he's still protecting my blood cousin. But anyway, he happened to be there from day one. So he was the one with the brown or like blonde and everything. And all that. But I mean, Jalabiya. So I go inside the Dawah Center. I'm like, "Can we talk outside?" And he was like, "Well, you're not welcome here. You talk crazy on Instagram. Get out of here. You're not welcome here." I'm like, "I was told to come here." He's like, "Well, you can leave." And this
Who was saying that?
Just some two African American men that I guess they work there. And he said, "I know exactly who you are. You have to leave. You have to leave. You're not welcome here." Like he was just yelling. I was like, trying not to laugh. I was told to come here. He's like, "Turn around." So I just left out. My cousin walked behind me. Was like, "Cousin, chill. Hassan Somali about to pull up." So I wait outside with my cousin. And Hassan Somali pulls up. I let him walk in. And then I walk in. Well, like an Arab brother like walks in. I never knew what he looked like. So I just assumed by the time he pulled up. And then whatever he had. Mashallah, nice car. And then he walks in. I walk in after. He goes behind the counter. Okay. When I walk in, it's 7 men.
That's right.
When I walk in, it's 7 men in there. So I'm still trying to figure out why it's all this security and stuff like that. But mashallah, the more people, more knowledge, more dawah. So anyway, he's like, "So what brings you here?" And I was like, "My name is Sista Keilana, and I use my platform to spread Islam and to do this and to do that." And he was like, basically telling me that what I'm doing. Well, let me finish. I told my name is Sista Keilana, I use my platform to spread Islam, and I believe Allah has befitting attributes, and I heard that you teach Allah has befitting attributes. But the thing is, you're taking the verses literally, and I'm not. So some people are falling into kufr, and some people don't know what's going on. So I like to speak on it, but I never problems with you. I just want to know what's your belief like that. He's like, well, first of all, you're a Mujessima, and that's your uneducated, immature mind. Da, da, da. Like, he just came at me straight like that. And I'm like, okay, I let him talk. So he called me. He called me someone who does not who resembles Allah to creation, who says Allah has body parts and stuff like that.
He said it. You said it.
Yeah. As soon as I said I'm here because I believe Allah exists without a place. Have you ever heard Allah exists without a place? He's like, well, what you're doing is you don't understand because you're immature in your education, your mind. Da, 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 da. He was like going in on me, like breaking down how immature my education was to Islam. He's like, you don't even realize that you're resembling Allah to the creation. Then he hit me with the lace that can be Shay while was Samir Basil. And I'm like, he said, I had these talks before about the same topic. So that's how we start off. We're talking about the lace that can be Shay while was Samir Basil. So he started off like that, so I started smiling in my head because I'm so used to this. I always go back and forth with the Salafi Dawah and stuff like that. So I'm smiling in my head like, okay, yes, I can see Shay. So he was like, you don't even understand. He said, Allah sees and you see. Allah hears and you hear. So what's the difference? How you want to say Allah don't see like you see? I said, Allah don't use no organs. Allah don't have no eyes, no vision, no ears, no hearing instruments. Like he's not like us. That we know this, but Allah still sees. So I'm like, listen, I came here to break down about Al-Arsh and Allah. That one verse, like about 25. So Surah Al-Qaha ayah 5. So I'm here for that. Which they say Allah rolls over the throne in a way that befits His Majesty, like this. So as soon as I said Al-Arsh is cut me off, start talking, calling me this, that, names. I'm like, well, am I going to be able to talk, or I just came here to hear you yell at me, or just came here to hear you cut me off? Like, he's like, okay, talk. But I need one hadith or one verse from he said, give me one verse from the Quran that says Allah exists without a place. I said, nothing else existed, only Allah existed. He said, that's not enough. I said, nothing else existed, no place, no sky, no up, no down, no side, nothing. So then I said, you know what? Where was Allah before He goes over the throne? He said, get out. I said, where was Allah before He goes over the throne? He said, call the police. Get her out of here. You can leave. This is done. I said, where was Allah before He goes over the throne? He said, Allah was over His creation. Brother? I said, where was Allah? I got louder. Where was the cut? Now I'm like, you mocking my religion. You the main E-man on this block and you don't have no answer for that?
Yeah.
So now I'm upset because I got all my sisters and brothers following after this man and he don't have nothing to say but a wrong answer. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, so I asked him again, where was Allah before He rose over the throne? He says, Allah was over the throne, over the creation. He's yelling out the wrong answers. So they like, get her out of here. So this sister, she's small and real pretty, mashallah. She grabs me by my arms and like try to pull me out, like grab me real hard by my arms. I'm like, sister, like you pretty, mashallah, you Muslim, but get off of me, like get off of me. So then she grabbed me again, she's like trying to get me out. She's like, sis, you gotta leave. It's Ramadan, you gotta leave. I'm like, get off of me. They said they called the cops. I'll wait till the cops come. So then the brother that yelled at me when I first walked in, he grabbed me by my wrist like this. He was pinching me and he put me on the wall and he just started staring at me like, you're gonna leave. I'm like, brother, get off of me. So my cousin walked up, like that was there or whatever. He said, get off her. So I'm like, get off her. Like he got the man off me and stuff. And he's like, see, sister, all this because you want to ask these questions, like all this stuff. So I'm like, actually, I said, you know Allah is a child, please. I said, you know it. I said, you know it's something wrong with these books. You know it. I said, there's no way you pulled up in that house selling these books. You wouldn't have nothing without these books. I said, all these books is innovation. I started writing everything. I'm like, everything in here is innovated. Like, you have to understand, you can't teach people that Allah is above somewhere in a place that is created. And then I also, this is how I ended it before I walked out the store after everybody grabbed me and stuff. I asked him in a loud manner, I said, Al-Arsh is a creation, correct? People's not in their head. So Allah said He does not associate with His creation, correct? So how is He on or near or next or above it then? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's so easy. Like
it's so easy to break that down.
But you just said Allah does not associate with creation, but they saying He's on top of something. Well, that's what He said. We don't question Allah.
You ask Him very simply, right? Allah is the creator. and everything other than Allah is a creation.
Yeah.
And then you ask them, do you believe that? As soon as they say yes, then that's the rap. Like, it's nothing, you ain't got to go into, history and who said, like, nah, you ain't got to argue on that. Do you believe Allah is separate from the creation? He's the creator. Everything other than Allah is creation, including time, place, space, direction. That means that you can't, you can't take those ayats literally. It's figurative language,
And I also told him, just to backtrack, when I was introducing myself as well, I said, we all know that the Arabic of today and how in the Arabic of the Prophet, how he spoke is much different, just like English and Shakespeare is much different. Like, I can't talk how they spoke. So even if the Arab knows Arabic, I still would not go to him and ask him, what does this verse mean? Ayat al-Kursi. I would go to a higher person who was qualified to learn that older Arabic. So I'm basically teaching the people that you guys have to gain the knowledge and sit for the knowledge, not just buy the knowledge. They so quick to buy it and look it up and Google and trustislamqa.com, and someone even wrote me that Allah has you could look up the nature of Allah's image. He said we are made in His image, alhamdulillah, and his name is something Muslim on Instagram. Like, so I told him, I said, these words have a stronger meaning. We share the same, we can share the same name. Like, Allah sees, we see. Allah has wisdom, we have wisdom. But we know He has all wisdom, like the higher wisdom. Like, it's not like ours, and our wisdom is not like His. It's completely different. It's not to be questioned. Allah is the highest status, period, with everything. Power, will.
It's just the name. Like Jannah, when he says Jannah are like the fruits will resemble these fruits. The name is only a
name.
But the things that exist there is nothing in comparison to this. To what, you can't do that.
Yeah, so they don't understand. They think that then he tried to say, when you say the face of a clock is not the same as your face, so why you can't say Allah is a face? Face of a clock still has a shape, it still has limits, it still has a face. It's still a face, a face. You're still describing, you're still going against what you're saying. So, and I also tell them, like, Allah said, and then they give me a verse, and I'm like, no, look at the front cover of your Quran, look on the bottom, He said it. You can't just be like guessing and grabbing and buying and everything like that. You can't do that. It's like invalid to do that, and you can fall into kufr. I didn't even get no sleep today because somebody called me from Instagram, FaceTime, whatever, and we spoke from 5 in the morning to 7, and he was like, I'll take heed of what you said. So he didn't say he accepted, but he said, Allah said He goes over. And then I told him, I broke it down. I said, you know what your sheikh said when I asked him what was Allah? He said, what do you say? I said, you ready? He was like, born ready. I'm like, you sure? He was like, yeah. So I tried to prep him, like, you ready to hear what your sheikh said? Like, are you ready? He's like, I'm born ready. He said Allah was over the creation before He was over the throne. It's like, it's sad. So this is why I snapped out. Let's get to the main part. So after I left out, after everybody was yelling and grabbing me, mind you, I'm surrounded by 8 men and one little small Muslim girl, and 8, including Hassan. So he's laughing. He's like, while I'm leaving out, he's like, Allah is above the sky. Allah is above the throne. He's just repeating it. He's like, Allah is up. Like, he just was singing, like, laughing with it, smiling with it. And I'm just like, oh my God, he's really like playing in my face right now and playing in my face. I said, you got my whole community believing Allah has one leg, one face, fingers, worshiping something deformed. And that's why their heart is so, that's why everybody can get their life together, because they worshiping something that's deformed. They can get their life together because they worshiping something that's just ugly, and their mind is filthy, their heart is filthy, and they want to be so Muslim outside. You go wear, and I teach my young people that as well. My mentor is like, just because you wear a thobe, white thobe, your tongue and your heart can be black and filthy. It has to match. You can't just know how to dress it up. And I tell sisters, and I also make it clear, what I said was, you got sisters making overgarments all night, fasting all day, praying 5 times a day, and they worshiping something above the sky. That's not Allah. Like, they teaching their children that Allah got one leg. That's a problem with me. They like, are you really teaching your children this? So I take it very offensive that this is being taught. But I woke up the next day and I realized, I looked him up on YouTube. I typed in Hassan Somali, and he just yelled. So if I would have known, because it was an echo in the room and everything, he was yelling at me. Mind you, it was only 3 minutes in the conversation, he was already yelling. Echoes, like, really like banging through the wall. I'm like, Like, okay, but you yelling at the girl from Instagram. I'm not another sheikh. I'm not an imam. I'm getting you high. Like, I'm not nobody. So why are you getting this angry? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying a lot. We still in the large. We ain't even get the innovation. We ain't even get to the body parts. We ain't even get to none of that I want to talk about. So it ended ugly because he was mocking a religion, and I'm like, and I'm seeing Muslims walk by and they like defending him or like, where's her husband at? Why she don't have a husband to get her out of here? Da, 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 da.
Yeah, they were saying that the pen was lifted for you.
What does that mean?
Meaning you was crazy, and that you know that you were just bugging because you had some kind of mental issue, or you know. But see, what happens when I saw the video, like it was a little viral on Friday, right? Or Thursday, it was Thursday, right?
Yeah, but the cook was everybody was talking about me after
Yeah. So when we saw it, and for me it's different because I know everything you're talking about, and I watched some of your videos and your clips. This is the same stuff that we believe. It's the same stuff that we were taught, but we get called deviants too by that community. Now, part of the reason why we do this is because not to try to fight against them. We don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. Arguing doesn't work. You know what I mean? We've been arguing with them for years, and that doesn't work. But creating open dialogue where, like, all right, cool, we can have this conversation right here, right? And they can go back and do their own video and have their own conversation. Now, for the person who doesn't know which way is up, right? Because this is what happens. The people that are in the middle, because I know tons of Muslims who just become Salafi by default, only because they read those books, because a lot of the books in the bookstores are by their authors, and they may not understand why that's important. So then when they come talk to us and we tell them, hey, listen, it's important that you have correct Aqidah before anything else. None of your works, like your fasting, your salat, your zakat, none of that stuff is valid if you don't believe in Allah correctly, right? If we start saying that to people, then they feel like, yo, why y'all attacking Salafis? We're not attacking Salafis. You know what I mean?
Attacking your authors, your translators.
Exactly.
That's who I'm mad at. I'm not mad at nobody that call themselves Salafi. I'm mad at who you're following, because what I learned is they will be, I think, the first ones to be going to hellfire. People that used to spread blasphemy, and they know. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I have a gut, only Allah knows what they know, but I have a gut feeling these people that's leading from the front, they had so many back and forths, they know, but they can't trade on what they live in their life. And I've been warning people, like, it's okay to learn the new belief, the correct belief at 30 instead of 70, at 25 instead of 60, or on your deathbed and you can't turn away. Like, and then it's another thing I want to talk about. They always, excuse my arm, they always saying, you can't call someone a kafir. Well, how are we calling the nation kafirs then? Why is everybody attacking the nation? Like, how are we going to call them kafirs if you just said you can't call a Muslim a kafir? They're calling themselves Muslims. They cover. They talk about Allah. They call God Allah. Why you calling them kafirs? They always attacking the nation. I say, y'all follow the same translation or the same English people. Y'all don't know what's in the Quran with the English translation. And that's why I'm trying to tell them, like, you can't call them this because they think God is black. Okay, you think God is ugly. You think God is deformed. You think God is in the sky. They think God is a black man. None of them is right. None of them are right. But both of you share the same belief in the mind. Like the same thing, that God is imaginable. But then they go around and say, is in His Majesty. They're just so confused from learning by themselves. And I remind them that Angel Jabril even helped the Prophet. And the Prophet got
that was his method.
The Prophet got his revelations one step at a time. So who are we to try to buy a whole book and understand it in 1 year or 10 years by ourselves? And that's not there.
That don't qualify. Traditionally, that don't qualify you as a scholar. We have a chain that's not in Islam that takes you back from teacher to teacher to teacher all the way back to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And it's been like that. You know what I mean? Not until like the 1800s, where that group sprout out. But traditionally, that's not how Islam is taught. It's never been taught like that. This is a new phenomenon that's growing with this particular group. But traditionally, that's why traditional scholars will just do that. First thing that asks you is what Imam Amin said a lot is, who did you learn from? Like, who taught you? Because you can't be like, well, my brother, this inmate, this shaking inmate cell, so and so, he taught me. Well, who taught him? You know, like, I don't know. He just read 100 books. So you read 100 books that make you a qualified scholar. The problem with that is if you read a book, books don't talk back. So if you read a book and you don't have somebody with the proper understanding to translate that information to you, and you just read English books, you don't even know the language. You haven't even mastered the language yet in different forms.
You haven't even mastered the English language.
Yeah.
You know? And so if you make a mistake, the book can't correct you on your mistake. Yeah. Or your shayuk. The shayuk can. And so that's what needs to be clarified here. We trying another approach with this community because we don't want to separate. We don't want to cause beef and stuff. But at the same time, we firm on what we believe. You know what I mean? And so they'll go and they say, okay, y'all don't follow what the Sahaba said. Y'all follow what Imam Ash'ari said. Now to tell a dummy and say, Imam Ash'ari, Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari, he was from the Salaf.
Yeah, he was.
You know, he existed in that first 200 years. You know, so, you know.
It's so easy how we learn. Because you're taking your steps at a time. Like, you're not.
And you're following a methodology.
I always tell my sisters, like, all right, if I see a girl on Instagram and she posts a picture of a bunch of books or all her pages, like, copy and paste from like another like Muslim pro or like a bunch of like hadiths from, and it just say the prophet said, you gotta be careful with it because you don't know where they're coming from. This is the end of the days, like, and the stuff that I tell people on Instagram, I fear for myself because I should keep stuff to myself. I feel like it's scary to know, but the world, like Philly has to really wake up and stop being so gullible with the knowledge. Like, you really have to seek it. You have to go, not just go there because it's around the corner, not just go there because you don't have a car. You get more reward when you travel to get the knowledge anyway. And also, one more thing, Hassan Somali, I told him, I said, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the best of all creation, correct? He said, yes, you celebrate the Mawlid. I said, Prophet Muhammad is the best of all creation, correct? He said, yes. I said, Al-Arsh is not the best of all creation, but it's next to Allah.
Mm-hmm.
How is the best creation not Al-Arsh and is next to Allah or is under, or that's where Allah lives?
Yeah, that's what you think. Yeah.
How? It's not called the house of Allah. The Kaaba is the house of Allah down here. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not making sense. Mm-hmm. You have to make sense with this religion. You only chose this religion because it turned on your intellect. You only chose this religion because it made sense and it stood out and it made you think. You have to realize that this book is the last revelation. This book is for those who think, who are accountable. This book is not for people that's slow or like mentally disabled, like they say, and stuff like that, because they go to heaven, they go straight to Jannah. Mentally ill people, like people that just go in and out of their mind. Mm-hmm. But we have a mind, and we just buying. Like I told them, our books have our address on it where I go to the masjid every day. Mm-hmm. You could talk to the teacher that wrote the book, they call him over the phone for you. And you can have a class with him over the phone for 2 hours, and they'll be patient enough to talk to you. Like, you don't know where that came from. Like, you keep trusting Saudi, they just signed a deal to let men and women be in public together. So why are you scared to come to the masjid where men and women at again? Like, what are you doing? Then, like, they got KFC over there. It's halal, but they doing a lot of innovation over there. The Prophet would not be condoning all these kafirs making money in his land. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when I mean, like, at the end of the day, the Muslims come first. Like, there need to be more Muslim things going on over there with good innovation. But at the same time, also the Sahabas, they building over there. They're building bathrooms and libraries and other buildings, visiting places for Kafirs and Muslims to visit.
Or vacation.
On top of the Sahaba graves. Like, they don't care no more. There's no respect.
There's no respect.
Then they calling us grave worshippers because we want to visit the Prophet and we love the Prophet so much because we are taught he's just our sunnah. Like, that's what we follow. You okay? Yeah. That's what we follow. So at the end of the day, it's like you got to be real careful what you just jump up and buy. Stop buying knowledge and sit for it. Stop. Just stop. It's going to get you in a lot of trouble. One word can make you fall 70 years deep into hellfire. So you don't want to just say anything. You got to watch who you hang with, watch who you want it. Because they so quick to cover. And they which is cool. You say, get shahada, you want to buy a bunch of overgarments. I gotta get some material. That's the first thing girls say. No, you gotta get some material. Yeah, like, you gotta sit down when you learn how to sew, if you learn by yourself, you might hurt yourself. You want to go to a class, you learn better. Everything in life, you need a teacher. So I don't know why people are so mad at me because I'm telling you to get a teacher. I don't know.
Yeah, he just mad at you. They mad at all.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they don't like us either.
Yeah. But they call themselves Ahl Sunnah. He also screamed it. He said, we are the true Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We are Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. I said, you know you're not. He said, we are Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. I said, you are Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Why are you calling yourself something else?
Yeah.
What's your whole thing? Salafiyah.
Yeah.
That's so, like, what's your whole thing? You have a bunch of names. Then it's causing division with the people. And also, you keep forgetting what I told him. Ibn Baz used to teach that anyone who takes a picture or is posing for a picture, like takes a picture or takes a picture, they both deserve to be severely tortured in the hereafter. He taught a lot of things that was really overboard. But they're doing it. You're all over, you're a YouTuber. You use the camera all the time. So you follow Ibn Baz, that's your salaf, right? Okay, so you want to hell. In his eyes. Okay, so Mukbil is your leader. He used to teach this.
They would say he's wrong in that part. They don't take everything. They would say
they like the Jews and the Christians. They switch what they want after a couple years.
They would say that he's wrong, or another scholar came and said that what he said is rejected.
Oh well, then that's not Islam. That's not Islam. That's his Islam. But that's messed up.
Or they say that was a fatwa that was applicable at that time, but in our time it's no longer applicable.
Well, they need to find something applicable and stick to it because it's causing division. And the women don't even know. They're calling us a cult now. We call ourselves Ahl Sunnah. Yeah, they know.
When you say us, you mean AICP.
AICP, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And I told them every mansion has like a history because they was all locked up together. So whether it's like men that was out of pocket, women that was out of pocket, every mansion has their people that did something bad. But as long as you seek forgiveness and you had the right belief, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, if you got this man teaching the wrong belief and nobody's stopping him, alhamdulillah that I did that. I was angry for the sake of Allah. So I don't regret nothing that I did that day. I don't regret nothing I screamed. Only thing I regret is that I was I just regret that I went there by myself. That's the only thing I regret. I wish I would have went there and I put my teacher on the phone on FaceTime. As soon as he saw his face, he's like, oh no, he's a grave worshiper. Get him out. He started yelling. I said, listen, all right, I'm hanging up. Sheikh Ahmed, I'll call you back. So I'm just like, he don't want to talk to him, so just talk to me. And it was just nasty, but
to me that be the problem. When I talk to people that's from that community, I take it back. I have one friend. I got maybe I have 3 or 4 friends. That's real cool. They understandable. Like like Abdul Salam, right? He'll tell you what to do. Look, I don't want to argue Aqidah because I want us to be brothers. That's the one thing that I did respect about Shadeed Muhammad. When we talked to him, he said, look, and this was his opinion, not mine, but he said there's a valid opinion for the Ash'ari school, and there's a valid opinion for the Athari, and that's what I believe. Cool. You want to believe what you want to believe? Fine. There's no need to separate on it. The problem now, though, is you got this other group of people, and it seems like it's only heavy on the East Coast, right? Where they're saying arrogant things like we're the saved sect, we're Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and then as soon as you try to talk to them about something, then they say, oh, I don't want to talk to him. Like you said about your sheikh. I don't want to talk to him. He's a grave worshiper. Well,
how you gonna know?
How are we gonna ever get to a point? And that's why, real talk, like the Shaykh, they say y'all don't deal with them at all.
They do.
Just
leave
them. Because at the end of the day, nothing good comes out of it. Yeah. The problem is, and I feel your pain because you're trying to talk to the innocent people that's in the middle.
Sisters love Islam, but if you worship something with one leg and one face and 2 right hands, they don't even know what hand. Some Salafi Dawah people say one hand. I never heard 2 left feet. Yeah, they believe Allah and they believe He gonna dip His foot into hellfire. And they believe. I told them everything is going to diminish except the what? They say the face of Allah. I say the dominion. So if everything going to diminish up the face of Allah, then where His hands go? Where His shin go? Now you're saying Allah is disappearing. Now you're drawing. And that's why I got disrespectful. Because you're disrespecting my Lord.
Yeah.
You can't disrespect my Lord in front of me and think I'm not going to say nothing. That's out. And like my dad always told me, like, daughter, just because you know something don't mean you're right to accept it. So alhamdulillah, it happened. alhamdulillah that at least all those thousands of people, at least 4 of them reached out to me, and that's what counts. I don't care that I got humiliated. I don't care what been right or I don't care where they camera out. I was upset inside where they was filming, but they won't post it. And I was upset outside, and they made it look like I pulled up and knew who he was and started yelling. Never knew how to somebody face a damn life.
That's why I hate sound bites.
Yeah.
Because sound bites is deceiving because you don't know what the full.
You don't know the context.
I never knew his face before in my life until that day. I never knew his face. And I grinded him up about his car. I grinded him up. I call him an undercover Jew. The reason I call him an undercover Jew, and I screamed it. I said all of them was Jews. Even my ex-husband, grant manager was there, and I just everybody that was there, whoever was riding for him, I was like, you're being taught by Jews. Your books is made by Jews, and they were just like, oh, she called me a Jew. Oh, no, we're undercover Jews. I'm like, listen, you are an undercover Jew. Then I made a U-turn on Germantown Ave. Scoop, 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 scoop. Boom. Pulled up, stopped traffic, hazards on. I said, you playing with these people. I said, you telling me our Arsh is a creation. He was like, yeah. And you telling me Allah is on top of his creation, but he doesn't associate with his creation in the same book? And this is from Allah? Are you serious? You know it's something wrong with them books. You know it's something wrong with them books. You playing with my people. Stop playing with my people. And then my friend was recording that was in the car waiting for me. He was recording me though. He had on FaceTime, but Hassan Somali thought he was recording him. So Hassan Somali snatched his phone out of his hand. He was like, you want to record? You want to record? You want to play? He said, yo, whoa, give me my phone. Stop playing with me. Give me my phone. But Hassan Somali snatched his phone out of his hand. So, like, nobody got that. I'm saying, like, people are not telling. Of course they're not going to tell. They want it to be a movie. They want it to be a scene. They want Germantown to get more following. They want Germantown to get more clout. And I made it clear, I was raised in Germantown. So for 13 years, I went to Germantown High School. I was Miss Germantown. I graduated with honors. So, and I always was very known to be very good, mashallah. Like, when it comes to, like, my character, inside school, after school, everything. So I never been known as and even with them, I take them out downtown, we saw cities, always respect with me, mashallah, like no matter who it is, nobody ever talked down on my name. But last night, it was like dirty looks and stuff like that, but that's cool, because it's going to come. Even if I was uncovered and rapping about haram, people would still be jealous. If I'm doing halal uncovered, they're going to be angry.
So what do people say about you doing the rapping stuff? That's haram too, right?
All music is haram. I tell them to say all music is haram is haram. Oh, so yesterday.
Wait, hold up. All music is haram.
To say all music is haram is haram. Period. Period. Meaning, so to say all music is haram because we all know that certain sounds like beat noise is a form of music. Also ringtones, which is innovation.
So like, bird singing is haram.
I forgot that was music.
That's haram. A bird can't
I got the answers in the pocket. I need to hang with y'all some more.
I was just saying, like, you know, be like she said, technical, so
yeah.
A bird singing is haram.
Well, they all say the duff is halal as long as they're wet or they're eat. So they say the duff is halal. So this is music. So how you going against your Quran and Sunnah? You just said all, now you're saying 99%. So like, you gotta pick one.
Where in the Quran does it say music is haram?
I asked my sheikh where in the Quran does it say. They said it doesn't say that. The Prophet told us specifically to Allah that it's specific instruments, the wind instruments, the string instruments. They used to call the jinns and do rituals, and they do all that now today. That's why the artists, everybody knows the artist is up to no good with their music. They go to rituals and parties where they do magic on the music and on their voices and everything, sign papers and do rituals on the music. I don't use those tones. My music is compared to a ringtone, a children's toy, like the sound on it, like a kid's show, like or like a video game. So everyone, children are playing Fortnite and all these other games with music in the background. I know all the dances in the world, plus the ones outside the world, and you mad at me. So I don't understand why music is haram, but your child knows everything.
Yeah, that's gonna come with that. They're gonna say that anyway.
I'm not stopping, and I don't want to keep doing music. I keep writing it because it is a lot of fitna with it. But I like the message, and I like how many people are converting.
It's da'wah. Your intentions is to give da'wah. That's it.